prime time on the top game, it's a fine line. Man in the match, that's Daveye, he's the main guy, keep a close eye. Make sure you don't make no wrong play, cause I'm with Jose and Andre. And when Cyrus comes to walk in, you better know that you are watching Premier League. Daveye, tell them what time we on, what time we on. Prime time, let me hear you say Premier League. Daveye, tell them what time we on, what time we on. Prime time.
Hello and welcome to Premier League Primetime, and we are here to give you the preview to the North London Derby at the weekend. Second time around this season. This time Arsenal go away to Tottenham, and I am joined first by a very good friend of all of ours, Mr. Nate, Mr. JJ. How are you doing?
I'm good. I can't complain. Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to see this lad back, and of course, as always, we are joined by who better to have on for the North London Derby other than Andre and Cyrus. How are both of you doing? Brilliant. Absolutely superb. Brilliant. Great way to get this preview started. Anyways, let's just get right into this. And Nate and Cyrus, I will start with both of you. Let's start with Arsenal, right? What do you think, looking at Arsenal actually this season, right? You know, flying this season, absolutely superb, seemed faultless, flying at the top of the league. Seems like, you know, you really couldn't really possibly get much better than you already have. There have been a few games here and there which, you know, could have won more convincingly, but that's really about it. But looking at this Tottenham game ahead at the weekend, Nate, I'll start with you. What do you think Arsenal and Mikel Arteta can do to be even better than they already are to prepare themselves for their North London rivals at the weekend?
I mean, in terms of, I think we've been in great form. I mean, that's pretty evident. But I mean, I think we should just continue how we play. I mean, we did tie Newcastle, which is unfortunate, but they're great. They're a great side, and I think if we just continue to play the way that we've been playing, but with that being said, I think what we can do, not necessarily for this match, but we can get more depth in this transfer window because, you know, we're currently faced with a lot of, you know, key injuries as like, you know, Gabriel Jesus and, you know, but also, yeah, just depth in the squad, you know, to prevent, you know, having, you know, issues when the injuries do come because injuries are inevitable. So having depth in the squad to, you know, keep the team, you know, having players that can, you know, just continue to keep the squad in form that can replace a player, you know, that's injured. But I think Nketiah has done a great job, you know. But yeah, so I guess, yeah, I don't know. I think we just continue to play the way that we're playing. Yeah, I mean, another thing I think that's just this kind of a side tangent, but you know, when we conceded, I think against Brighton, you know, I think we conceded first. We didn't like roll over and die, and I think that was a thing that old Arsenal would have done a lot. And I think this new Arsenal just has this fire that they won't give up, never give up, just continue. They know they can win each match that they play. So I love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a great point that you make about this Arsenal side. When you look at, you know, the Mikel Arteta's come in and he's completely, you know, revolutionized the culture. Cyrus has said this time and time again. He's hugely at credit for this, and I couldn't agree more. I don't think anyone could agree more serious on that one. And Cyrus, over to you, more specifically looking at this match at the weekend, Tottenham. Looking at this Tottenham side, where do you think that they could potentially be exposed or targeted? And would there be any tactical changes or specific key players that are going to be pivotal for this game come this weekend?
Yeah, you know, we haven't beat Tottenham at home and at their home in a long time. That's been definitely a struggle. But this year, I think will be different because, you know, we're actually like a solid team. And like what Nate said, we went down and we came back. I think it was actually against West Ham. So know your facts,
Yeah,
JJ.
yeah, fair.
But yeah, like in terms of like where we can definitely hurt Tottenham, I'd have to say it'd probably be, you know, like against Perisic, Saka against Perisic. Or if they want to start a cheeky Emerson Royale, that'd be even better. But I think Saka's gonna have to play a big game. He wasn't good last game. I think that's because he was saving it for himself for this game. You know, he usually has a big game against Tottenham. I'm excited to see Emil Smith-Rowe come off the bench again. He, I remember him and Saka scoring that one game. It was brilliant to see. And having Emil Smith-Rowe is like honestly like having a new signing. It's like I think Arsenal fans have forgotten how good he was for us. He was scoring goals consistently. He was scoring clutch goals. He was running the attack. So it's gonna be fun. And also with signings, I think that we definitely do need this deal to come with Modric because if Martinelli or Saka go down, then we really don't have a class replacement. Like we have Vieira, like it's like okay. Like I think we really do need him. And I think he can be a class player for us. So yeah.
Yeah, as you highlighted, Emil Smith-Rowe is back, and it's going to be interesting to see what Arteta does with Smith-Rowe. You know, I don't think anyone has a doubt he'll be in the matchday squad. He's definitely fit. Definitely, I don't like severely doubt he'll start, but he'll definitely most likely be in the squad. It'll be interesting to see what Arteta does with him. And next, now looking at Tottenham once again, besides the obvious two, because we know the obvious two main threats on Tottenham Hotspur can cause anyone problems on any given day when they're flying at their best. But putting Son and Kane just in a box to the side, right? Do you think that there's anything that could be a potential threat to Arsenal in this game, things to watch out for? And if there are, what do you say or pose the solution is to nullify those threats?
Were you asking me?
Either one of you.
Yeah, I mean, we know how good Harry Kane is. I mean, I know you said yeah too, but I mean, I think he does a great job. I mean, we saw in the World Cup, he does a great job holding the ball up and just playing off the wingers, you know. And I know Son is a great player, but yeah, I mean, Tottenham's full of great players, you know. So even if we do shut them down, you know, they do have other great players. But yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really. I think Arsenal's been pretty solid in all aspects of the game. You know, not one, you know, key defensive issue can be, you know, sought out. But yeah, I think Saliba, if he's, you know, he plays well. I think he's been doing great. Unfortunately, he didn't get as much playing time in the World Cup as, you know, as I would have wanted. But yeah, nothing really stands out to me. But if we just continue to play our game, I think we can, you know, come away with 3 points.
Yeah, definitely. And before we get into predicting what 11 Arteta could field against Tottenham Hotspur, seriously, there is something I want to a question, a discussion point I specifically want to ask. Your boy Eddie Nketiah, he's coming up with the goals. He's coming up with the goods for Arsenal as a recent. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know, he's done well, but still not convinced. Just being
That's
honest.
fair.
Still not convinced. He's shown he can score against the teams that aren't as big, and if he wants to convince me tomorrow, I mean not tomorrow, you know what I mean, but against Tottenham on Saturday, that's gonna be, you know, that's gonna change my opinion on him. You know, against a big team. Next couple games are gonna be hard. How he shows up is gonna really just dictate what I think about him. Because you know he can score against the smaller teams. You know, like when I say Nketiah is not good, I don't mean like he could start for any like mostly like any Premier League team besides the top six. It's just if he's good enough for a title run is
I
my
would say everyone with the top six. I'd say probably bottom half of the Premier League. I mean, does he get in ahead of Mitrovic? Probably not. I mean, would he get into Chelsea? I mean, I think anyone at this point can get into Chelsea right now and play up front. But moving into the
also Cyrus said the game on Saturday, the game's on Sunday. I think you should just know that, yeah.
But looking at the game come this weekend, Nate and Cyrus, what 11 do you think Mikel Arteta is going to or should field against Arsenal. You two, talk us through this. What you're thinking.
JJ, you can go first.
Yeah. I mean, I think yeah, Ramsdale. I think we're not doing combined 11. This is just Arsenal 11.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I think Ramsdale at the back. Yeah, I mean left back. I mean, should we start? I don't know. Should we start like?
You
Does
can
it matter?
start anywhere. I mean,
Okay.
this is what the two of you think as a collective.
Okay. Yeah. Cyrus, you wanna? I don't know. I guess
I would like if I can go really quick. I would just do Ramsdale,
Ben White
Ben
right
White,
back,
yeah, Saliba, Gabriel.
Zinchenko.
Yeah, I would go with him. Tierney hasn't been that good recently. Partey, Xhaka,
Xhaka,
Odegaard,
Odegaard.
and then the front three: Martinelli, Saka, and Nketiah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's very fair. And looking at Emile Smith-Rowe, if things start to go wrong, how many minutes into the second half would you wait until you bring him on? Assuming things go wrong, you're down 2-0 at half, and you're looking at your bench and Emile Smith-Rowe is warming up. When do you think would be the opportune time to bring him in? Because he's just come back from injury.
I mean, it depends. Yeah, like maybe even 45th, like a halftime sub, or 60th. I think those are the most appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah,
To see like change tactics, see the first 15, and then from there decide, whether to place him in the squad or not.
Yeah, I'd probably say 60th as well. I don't even know if he can play full like 45 right now.
100%. And last question before we get into the Tottenham side, a question for the two of you. If you are up at Tottenham, let's say, I don't know, by a goal to nil, and it's getting towards the 80th minute, is that the cue to bring in Rob Holding? Yes or no?
I mean, he's a great player. His hair is so real and great.
We all know what happens when Rob Holding comes in. If Arsenal are up a goal, Cyrus definitely knows a thing or two about a certain a thing or two about that. But Cyrus, would you fancy the 5-3-2 if that was needed to be implemented?
I mean, like, to be honest, like it kind of works. So I guess yeah, we usually don't concede when he comes on. I just worry about Harry Kane because Harry Kane always scores against us. It's like I just worry because so many of Thomas, like, Son creates a dangerous opportunity, then he flops because he's a diving merchant, and then Harry Kane gets a penalty, and Ramsdale can't save penalties for shit, actually. And also Harry Kane's really good at penalties, so that's just my worry. So yeah,
definitely isn't definitely is bar the World Cup, as we've seen in the Premier League. From season after season, we've seen he's definitely one of the best penalty takers in the Premier League, the World Cup side. And now shifting into Tottenham, and Andre, over to you. On the contrary, looking at their season, I'd say probably from a pretty direct opposite. Tottenham haven't been horrible, but they haven't been great. Well, we can say they don't play the most eye-catching football, I think any of us could say. Just looking at this game, what do you think Tottenham and more so Antonio Conte can do to improve upon their current form as of right now, which, as you've kind of mentioned, it really hasn't been that convincing as of late, to be honest with you.
Yes, Davis always likes to bring up whether our football is eye-catching or not. Yeah, no, I mean it hasn't been convincing. We've got a lot of injuries. Our bench is just abysmal. We've got, I mean, almost no attacking options on the bench. No, none. We have none on the bench actually. So no, it's definitely been tough since we've come back from the World Cup. I'd say leading to the World Cup it was pretty good, but we've just not recovered well since the leagues have resumed. I just hope that we have a couple of guys that can come back from injury. I know Kulusevski may have just come back from training. I don't think there's a chance for Bentancur, but I'm not sure. Richarlison's gone. Even our backup midfielder in Yves Bissouma is gone too. So we're absolutely going to be an uphill battle this weekend, especially when you consider that we're versing arguably the number one title favorite with like a 7-point clear at the top or something.
I think it might be 9 points clear. Could be wrong.
Yeah,
could potentially be 9 points, but they
mad.
are the clear favorites of the league right now, 100%. And Andre is right; they are suffering a horrific injury crisis right now. As you know, Kulusevski barely coming back. No Richarlison, no Bissouma, Bentancur. Highly questionable, highly doubtful that he'll make it back for the game. But seeing what you have right now, and we know Arsenal have in their locker, right? We know that they have players like Gabriel Martinelli, Bukayo Saka that can run at defenders and can take on wingbacks for fun, day and night. They have Thomas Partey in the midfield. They have the wingbacks or the outside backs in Ben White and Zinchenko, and they're solid at the back. They're solid from back to front. But what do you think Antonio Conte can do to try to limit Arsenal's ability to constantly get forward, create opportunities? Because we know Conte traditionally plays in that low block. Is there something that you think Conte could possibly do to adjust or change for the league use this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, with no Gabriel Jesus in the middle. Obviously, Cyrus talked about in Ketia, and where he's versing a top six side. I think what we're gonna have to do is just sort of they're gonna try to use width to attack against us with the likes of Kazaka and Martinelli. We're probably just gonna have to double up on them and try to keep them just next to the touchline. They can do whatever skills they want, but just keep them there. We'll go heavy on the touchline and maybe have the center mids pop up back in the middle. But yeah, we just got to keep them wasting time around our boxes. That's I think it's going to be the strategy.
100%. I definitely agree with that. And now looking at the side that you have that's currently fit, what 11 do you think Conte is going to go for? Do you think that he'll go with a 3? He could go with 2 different options. He could go with 3-5-2, or he could go with 3-4-3. Either one of them. It'll definitely be one of them, but it could be either or. But what 11 do you think Antonio Conte is going to field out on the pitch against Arsenal?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll be a midfield 3. Just because we don't have much depth there. It would have to be Oliver Skip and Pape Matar Sarr. So I don't think that's going to be the move.
What about Højbjerg? Is Højbjerg injured?
No, but I'm saying for a midfield 3, so it'd be those 2 with Højbjerg. Yeah, so I don't think it'll be that. And Brian Hill has been pretty good, so I think he's going to end up getting the start. But anyway, I think we'll go 3-4-3. I think we'll go, after a really brilliant World Cup, Hugo Lloris between the sticks, and we'll go. I think Matt Doherty is going to end up getting the start at wingback. He's been pretty decent these last few games. So yeah, he's
not Chicken Morel, not Emerson Morel. That's surprising.
Well, I mean, I would.
You don't have to Emerson Morel's fit, and he's in contention to play.
He is, but just Doherty's been quietly doing okay. I think Emerson Royale will probably get some minutes. Maybe if towards the end of the match, we'll put him in just to try to, solve things up at the back defensively. Although that probably just means conceding set pieces with Emerson. Then we'll go center back. Christian Romero is going to run that right center back. Thank Christ he's fit. And then middle center back is an interesting one. We've done Lenglet a couple times lately, but I think Dyer's going to come back into the team. Then we'll go left center back. I think Lenglet will play.
Not Ben Davies?
I don't think so. No, he hasn't. He's not been liking Davies too much, I think, but we'll see. It's been Lenglet who's been more the favorite. I think wing back we're going to end up doing Ivan Perisic for left wing back. Højbjerg obviously going to start in the center. The other midfielder, Oliver Skip is more experienced, but Sarr has just been miles better lately. Like he's just playing much better than Skip. But I still think he's going to start Skip. I think he'll go with experience. I think our front three, despite not being on the best form, Son's going to be in there because it's Heung-Min's son, and we
Two of
obviously
them
don't
are gonna
really
be-
have anybody else.
Well, two of them are going to be
Um,
in there. So who's going to be the other one? Son, Kane, and who will
Brian
start?
Hill is Brian Hill's going to start. He's been a good spark up there. And I think the only way he doesn't start is if Kulusevski is back fit. That's the only way. Then we'll maybe put on Hill in the middle of the game. Which if that happens, I think I'm more satisfied with that. I think I'd rather take Ninja Kulusevski just because every Tottenham fan we ride Kulusevski. We love Kulusevski. I have so much belief in Kulusevski. So yeah, that's probably gonna be our lineup.
Maybe a cheeky appearance for Lucas Moura? Question mark? Maybe.
I forgot he even existed. That's not happening.
Uh, I guess no cheeky appearance for Lucas Moura. But one thing I will say, if Emerson Royale ends up releasing some pre-North London Derby dance moves, it's going to be inevitable that he plays. And
I don't think he will. This is a real. We won't talk this till the next real PLPT episode. But we're working on a swap deal for Money and Emerson for Bastoni right now. Isn't that crazy? I hope that happens.
I don't I don't know how on earth Inter would even consider that, but
They might.
they do love their wing back. So, but now of course to the last part of the show, the part we've all been waiting for, the best part of the show, the combined 11. As always, as we do here, for those who don't already know, watching this a preview for the first time, we do a combined 11s off of availability, off of we take injuries into account and form, current forms, very important. And I'll be the one to play devil's advocate. I'll let you three. And I know it may be a little unfair on Andre because it's it's two Arsenal supporters, one Tottenham supporter, but I'll play devil's advocate. But what formation should this combined 11 be? I'll let you three decide.
I think we could do a 4-2-3-1. I feel like that's good.
4-3-3.
Partey on that. Yeah.
Nate, Cyrus, do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm good with that. JJ, you want to turn on your camera and stand up, eh?
Oh, I don't think that's PG.
Anyways, getting back to the show. We'll start in goal. It's Ramsdale or Lloris. I think this one's gonna be pretty straightforward, but Andre, is there gonna be any argument for Lloris here? Or
I'm good with Ramsdale.
okay, that I'm not even gonna ask Nate and Sirius here because I think we already know what they'll say. Aaron Ramsdale will be the goalkeeper. Right back, Andre. Should we or actually no, not just Andre. Serious. Do you think we should throw in just Emerson Royale for just for the funnies, or should we just stick Ben White or Tomiyasu, either one at right back actually?
Yeah, probably Ben White because he's like 30 times better than Royale or Doherty. So
Andre, are you gonna say Ben White, or are we sticking
Yeah,
with
I'll go Ben White.
or no potential shot for Conor McGregor right back, Matt Doherty? Like it's not the man with the sharpest hairline of.
I think I think Doherty will have more of an impact on this game than Ben White just for this game, but we'll go Ben White. I think Doherty is going to be a weapon.
yeah, and I
Here's
think
any thoughts?
Martinelli is going to shag him new ones.
Nate, any thoughts on Andre's potential very controversial claim here
Um,
on that?
let the game talk. No. Yeah, I think Ben White's been quite. I mean, I know Doherty plays more of a wing back and he gets up more, but I think Ben White gets up just as like that play where Nketiah scored, where Nketiah turned to cure her. Ben White had like an insane touch over the defender. It was like a very nice chip, like kind of touch to himself. So yeah, I think Ben White can do it all. I think he's fit for right back.
Straightforward. Everyone said it right. Ben White goes in at right back. At center back, now this is I'm playing devil's advocate, but you could easily go with two Arsenal center backs, but you could also throw Christian Romero in there, which I wouldn't be opposed to being devil's advocate. But should we do one Tottenham center back, one Arsenal center back, or should
Yeah,
or
yeah,
should
we can do
Yeah.
1-on-1. But honestly, like looking at Tottenham's lineup, like the only people who should actually like get in the squad if we're doing combined is just Son and Kane. Like if I'm being honest.
I mean, there could be a few other positions up for debate. I think Christian Romero arguably.
I think Romero and Gabriel are close, so I think we should put Romero.
So. What will the partnership be? Will it be
Well, and Saliba.
Romero and Saliba? Andre Nate, are you seconding that?
Yeah, I want Romero, and I like both Saliba and Gabriel. So
All right. Nate, thoughts on that?
Yeah, no complaints.
Perfect. Christian Romero, William Saliba. Now at left back, for Tottenham, you have Ryan Sessegnon, you have Ivan Perisic. And then on the Arsenal side, you have Alexander Zinchenko and Kieran Tierney, which I think, unfortunately for Andre, I think either Arsenal option will probably be better. But Perisic is still a great player, though. Don't get me wrong.
you said devil's advocate. You didn't even let us debate. You just outright. You're not supposed to talk, Davis. You just outrightly introduced.
I was gonna cut to you.
hell?
I was gonna cut to you, man. In a minute. If Andre let me finish, but that's okay. But anyways, over to you three. Who gets in at left back? In your opinion?
Zinchenko.
Yeah, I think Zinchenko.
Like if this was like Perisic a couple years ago, then I think he'd have a shot.
That's very true. And Perisic is still a great player. He's some of the
No, yeah, Perisic is decent.
Definitely is. But Andre, I guess I wasn't wrong there. I guess I wasn't too wrong there. But are you gonna agree with Zinchenko? Or are you going with Perisic or anyone else?
That's fine. I just think you should hold your thoughts until after the debate. Really, that's all I think.
All right, fair enough. Zinchenko in at left back. The three midfields. Should we do a 6, an 8, and a 10, or should we do a pivot and a number 10, or do we just do one holding midfielder and then 2 8s or 2 10s?
I like generally pretty much all of Arsenal's midfield options except for like Xhaka. So I really want Højbjerg, and then I think the other two can be, I don't know, maybe Odegaard, Partey, something like that.
Yeah. Not bad. Nate, Cyrus, what do you think?
Yeah, we can do that. But just know Xhaka's levels from Højbjerg.
Yeah, Jack has been pretty good this season.
So Højbjerg has been like our player of the season too. You know, really now.
Yeah, but your player of the season is like our like
Definitely
6th best player of the season.
No, definitely not. I don't think I don't think Xhaka could do in this Conte team what Højbjerg's doing. And Højbjerg could definitely do.
They're also different midfielders
in the Arteta team.
They're different midfielders as well.
Yeah, Højbjerg, he had a really great World Cup.
Højbjerg's more of a 6, and Xhaka's more of I guess you could say more of a deep lining playmaker. Not exactly a 6, but
I mean Højbjerg's got like, I don't know, maybe I don't know how many goal contributions, but at least like 5.
Just have a lot of
He's
goals.
been getting off the field really well. So
that's crazy since Xhaka actually has more goal contributions.
I'd like to see the stats. I'm not sure.
Ready?
Yeah.
You said Højbjerg has 5 goal contributions.
I don't know, at least 5. I'd like
to.
Okay. It is interesting.
In the meantime, while Andre and Cyrus
Xhaka has 7
over stats.
How many does Højbjerg have?
Xhaka has 7.
What?
Xhaka has 7 goal contributions.
Yeah, I know Xhaka has 7. What's Højbjerg's on like fantasy? What does he have?
I
Well,
don't even know how to spell his name.
Hoj.
Berg. Well,
No, it's another J after the B.
oh wait, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Pierre.
you're correct.
Yeah.
I butchered that one.
He has 6.
See, it's pretty close. I wouldn't say that
It
much
is
better.
very close. Nate, what would your midfield
Yeah,
be?
my midfield.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with Andre. I think Partey and Odegaard, and then Højbjerg. I mean, I do like Xhaka, but I think just to I guess diversify the team, But yeah, I think Partey's been quite good. I think Odegaard has been just outstanding for us. So yeah,
I think Odegaard, should have a place sealed. He's been
yeah.
phenomenal this season.
He's just been so.
Serious, what are your
flippin'.
thoughts? Are you going to stand by going with an all Arsenal midfield, or will you allow
No, we can put Højbjerg.
Højbjerg and who would your other two be?
The party Odegaard.
Andre, do you agree with that?
He said that first.
That's my idea.
All right, fair enough. The midfield trio of Thomas Partey, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and Martin Odegaard, and the front three now, because we are accounting form, that is important. Maybe one of the usual front three could. I'm not saying it's 100% a thing, but I think this could be very interesting. As Andre complained, apparently I'm not taking as much of a devil's advocate role, but I'm just saying things could be interesting. But
See, this is
front
so for me. Let's let
the front three.
Yeah,
Andre, let's start with you.
Yeah, let's let me speak. So let's just
Let 'em
ignore
cook.
the other two for now. If we just go Son to Martinelli, he's been brilliant this season, and Son is not. So let's just go Martinelli. Let's put Martinelli in, and then the other two, I think, obviously Kane has been second top scorer after Haaland, and then the other third is going to be Saka versus our second string Brian Hill, arguably third string. So I think this one's pretty clear cut.
So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
same.
think it's quite fitting. I think I mean, even if I think Gabriel was fit, I think Kane still would have taken his spot.
Yeah, for
Kane's
sure.
just a very good player.
So we're saying a front three of Gabriel Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and Harry Kane. Is that what we're all agreeing on? There it is. And just to recap on this combined 11, playing a 4-3-3, in goal, Aaron Ramsdale. At right back, Ben White. At the center back partnership of Christian Romero and William Saliba. Left back, Alexander Zinchenko. A midfield trio of Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and a front three of Gabriel Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and Harry Kane up front. Nate, just quickly over to you, because obviously Andre and Cyrus have already released their predictions for the North London Derby. Would you care to just remind those who haven't seen, to the viewers who haven't seen the predictions templates yet for this week, what you predicted for the North London Derby this weekend?
Oh, my prediction.
No,
I think I'd say 3-1 to Arsenal.
3-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah.
And Cyrus and Andre, could you just refresh the viewers or inform the viewers that haven't seen our predictions for this week of your predictions that you made for the North London Derby this weekend?
You can go first, Cyrus.
Yeah, I said 3-1. No, did I say? Yeah, I said 3-1. I said 3-1.
Andre, what about you?
Yeah, I think Arsenal will be really. I think those players will be hungry for revenge after what happened last season at our ground. I think my head says that Arsenal is going to win, even though I usually back any North London team at home in this derby. But I'm going to go with my heart. I'll go. I think 4-1 draw is what I'll say.
Nice.
Sorry.
All good. And to end the show, from the three of you, any last words, any last minute banter before we end this preview?
No.
Yeah, I have one.
What?
Cyrus, you're looking goofy with that haircut, bro.
Anyways, there you have it. There is your North London Derby preview. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for your time watching this, and let us know in the comments down below what are your thoughts on the topics that have been in store in this feature of Premier League Primetime in the comments down below. Smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to check out our other platforms on Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and wherever you are watching this in the world. We hope you have an absolutely fantastic day / evening.